Previously on Sanctuary.
I've just shut down Wall Street for 12 minutes.
I'm Caleb.
As in Hollow Earth, Caleb?
The most wanted man, according to human authorities.
Aiding and abetting a known terrorist is tantamount to treason.
Caleb wants to end this conflict, as do the other Hollow Earth abnormals. We're making a homeland for them, starting immediately.
You know I've always wanted to be free. This is my chance.
So you've made your decision?
This is my home now.
Fifth Ward is becoming ground zero in this war. Your boss just signed up with the enemy. You're coming to work for me.
Well, this could actually be useful. You working at SKU inside the belly of the beast, so to speak?
Your first assignment is to arrest and detain Helen Magnus.
Get out of the car!
You really don't want to do this, Will?
You left me no choice. Magnus, don't do this.
Sorry, Will.
What the hell's going on, Addison?
Been in the planning stages for a long time, just never seemed logistically feasible. I mean, how do you coax a large number of abnormals into one condensed area away from prying civilian eyes?
Homeland.
We are live on the scene of what authorities are calling the largest toxic industrial spill in recent history.
When did this become a police state?
It's always been a police state, Will. You just never noticed.
They just turned it into a prison.
Of course they have.
Doc, where are you going?
This district is full of strange beings who have lived among us for hundreds of years.
What the hell is that crazy broad doing now?
I call them abnormals.
Magnus.
You know them as monsters. And they very much exist.
I'm gonna have to call you back, General. Addison. Yes, Mr. President, I'm sorry. I was just on with the Joint Chiefs. I understand, sir. We're working up scenarios right now. You will be my first call. I'm not even going to bother asking if this was part of her plan.
I had no idea this was coming. But here's the deal. Neither did you.
Trust me, it changes nothing. We'll bring the media in line.
Monsters exist? Good luck with the spin.
You still not on board here? After the ass-kicking she just gave you?
Look, I'll take getting beaten up by a girl over being the fall guy to this mess any day.
Addison. No, I assure you, Senator, we have the situation well in hand.
Hey.
How's your head?
It'll heal. My pride, however, is another story.
Ah, yes. Well, some things can't be helped.
No, I always said you were crazy. This?
It was vital that Addison and his agenda be derailed, at least momentarily.
Yeah, well, that's happening. Would you care to explain why?
Because creating a prison isn't the final move here.
It will be something far worse.
Come on. Even Addison wouldn't go that far.
Oh, the order won't come from him. It'll come from higher up.
Look, I realize this is intolerable for you, but I need you to stay focused.
You're in the right place at the moment.
To do what?
Operation this size, the government was ready long before we helped Caleb set up shop here.
Oh, I'm sure they've been ready to seal off any insurgent-held area for months now. Anywhere, anytime. Just thought we'd have more time to negotiate before they acted.
Well, now with us going public, it's only gonna get worse.
Or not. But to be effective, SKU needs to operate away from public scrutiny. The media prying into Old City now.
They can't move in and arrest anyone.
Or worse.
Or, what does that mean?
I was in Poland in 1943 when the Nazis entered the Warsaw Ghetto. I watched them raze it to the ground. Thousands dead, the rest sent to death camps. Walling people in is always the first step. They will not allow this homeland to exist, Henry. And trust me, history always repeats.
What about the big guy, Kate?
They'll be fine for the moment, but I need you and Nicola to find out what SKU's next move is, including their version of the final solution. We can't let that happen.
Rough day, Greg.
Oh, she's a pistol, ain't she?
What is this about, Fortis?
Just want to bring a little light into a dark day. All that tech you leached from Tesla. Well, my friend, you've impressed some very important people. They want more. In fact, there's talk about using it in conventional combat operations by Christmas.
I was promised full control over everything we found, not to mention all operations pertaining to hyperspecies security.
You were supposed to break the Hollow Earth insurgency. And now it seems they're having block parties in the middle of town. What did you think was coming? That you just arrest and detain a couple of key insurgents and the rest would stay behind and open a Bed Bath & Beyond? Congratulations, Greg, on failing upwards.
We need to talk, sport. What if I was to tell you I was getting boned from above? That I don't have the control I thought I did?
I'd say, why are you telling me?
I'm gonna make you a deal. I pull back the curtain on the BS I'm facing from the Star Chamber. You tell me what Magnus is planning.
Come on, Greg. Scotch isn't that good.
They're gonna use Tesla's containment tech on a wider scale. Combat operations on humans as well as abnormals.
What about the homeland? People aren't gonna let them stay there. And they're not exactly gonna let us be their jailers.
There was a plan in place, Will.
Was?
It changed. Not my doing.
So you sent the top insurgents to the chopping block, and now they're coming after your head. You didn't see this coming?
Tell me what Magnus is up to. Anything I can use.
Well, gee, Greg, since you renditioned me from my job, I don't exactly have access anymore, do I?
Look, whatever happens next, just remember you were on this side of it. Details mean nothing to historians. See you at the Hague, kid. Maybe we can share a lawyer.
I can't find out what Magnus is up to. Because you locked the Sanctuary out of every secure database in the world. You want information, let me work.
Even if I did unshackle you, why should I trust anything you bring me?
Loyalty to Harvard.
We'll talk about monsters.
So, how did that go?
We're in business.
It's no accident that I trust you, you know? You've lived in the shadow of humans for decades. You possess a balance of respect and distrust I admire.
Balance? I'm not so sure about that anymore.
From what you said, you've seen the best and the worst that they can be.
You've only seen the worst.
Give it time. The tide will turn. That is the reaction I wanted to see. I'm not delusional. I know we're in for some hard times ahead, but we are far from helpless here.
War?
Evolution. Of life, but this is the future.
So what are we now, Al's TV repair shop?
Some redlisters I know ripped us off a barricade outside the homeland. Cost me a mortgage payment, but it should give us a better idea of what they're using to keep everyone inside. This thing looks like it transfers a buttload of energy, huh?
Yes, but no visible output points.
So what is it? Some sort of communications node? I mean, it's a bit honking big for that.
A node, yes, but not for communications. For multi-spectrum containment. Sound, magnetics, pure energy, anything you want. You get enough of these, you've got the ultimate invisible dog fence.
And you know this because?
Because I designed it, of course.
Oh, boy.
It was only in the blueprint stages when I left SKU.
Fired from SKU.
I left a few key design elements undone, you know, thinking I'd get to it later. Well, I guess one of the bright lights down in the Geek Squad figured it out.
And deployed it.
There's like hundreds of these things encircling the Homeland District.
Huh, it works. Listen, it's effective, but harmless.
So you figured out a way to keep the connection between these things humming along despite the power surges?
Rotating frequencies for each node. Now, the beauty of this is it can contain almost any type of creature. It was a bitch to figure out, let me tell you.
Okay, so riddle me this. If SKU decides to pump 50 million gigawatts of pure electricity through these things, making them talk to each other?
They wouldn't.
You know that for sure? Nicola? Could these be turned into a giant electrified web?
Yes, they could. No incursion, no riots, one switch, hundreds of bodies.
Dude!
It's not what it was meant for. It's not what it was meant for!
There she is, a ray of light surrounded by filth and crime.
I see you've met Bruno.
Indeed we have. And may I say there is no one else I would rather be stuck in this hellhole with. Except for you, of course.
He's been more than helpful smuggling supplies and certain people into the district for a price.
You make it sound so cheap. I have mouths to feed.
And you'll be paid for your services, have no fear.
Just so you know, in this time of crisis, I'm waiving my regular service fees, all right? Expenses, on the other hand, are a completely separate matter. But I'll keep my receipts and I'll just invoice you directly or whatever. I don't know how that... Whatever, we'll work it out.
You sound like a politician.
This was an experiment. We knew there'd be setbacks.
Setbacks? More like an act of war.
I promise you, I had no idea that SKU would respond this way. I realize what this represents for both of us. We have to come up with a new plan.
I know what you're going to say.
Let me buy you some time. Help get your people to safety, out of the line of fire.
You mean back underground, literally.
How is that any worse than living in a prison?
Hollow Earth is a prison.
That was before. Now it can be whatever you choose.
Except a place where the sun shines, where there are oceans, rivers, mountains. Trade one ghetto for another, I can't sell that.
There's more. This entire district is covered with an advanced electrical field designed to keep you in.
We know. It works. Believe me.
We believe that SKU may try to alter its purpose. Create a powerful, localized electrical storm within these walls.
You know this?
I believe it may be their endgame, yes. Now do you see why you have to leave?
We're not leaving.
And you're all targets for genocide.
If we run, we would be found again, killed off one by one. Maybe the best way to avoid it is to make a stand here, right now.